If you're a person wanting to lose fat and keep it off for good, and you're ready to get in the best shape of your life, this video is for you. And before we get started, my name is Kyle Settles. If you're new to me, I've been in the fitness industry for over a decade now. At one point in my life, I was 100 pounds overweight, alcoholic, struggled with all the things that you're probably struggling with. And I promise you, if you give me 10 minutes, I'm gonna break things down so easy that by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what to do to finally lose the fat, gain the progress that you want, and keep it, okay? Now, listen, if you're ready to get started, down below, if you want to skip the video, I've got a free course for you guys, totally free. You can hit the link, go check it out. I promise you it'll help you. Now, listen, let's get right into this, okay? I want to keep things real with you, okay? Now, listen, there's so many different chefs in the kitchen, okay? There's so many different diets. What's the best diet for you to lose weight? Now, listen, when I was 100 pounds overweight, I tried them all. And listen, we're gonna go through a few, okay? Number one, a diet is just food, right? Energy, the food that we eat. And there's so many different ways that we can go about it. We got intermittent fasting, where we're closing our window down, where we're eating a certain amount of calories in a block, right? Maybe from 12 to 6, you're eating your calories, right? Which helps you, in some cases, eat less calories throughout the day. You've got low carb diets, you've got high carb diets, you've got keto, right? The keto diet. You've got the carnivore diet. You've got the sugar diet. You've got carb cycling. You've got if it fits your macros. There's so many different approaches. There's so many different strategies. But which is the best for you? The diet that is best for you is the diet that you can stick to. And this is why I always coach people on understanding macros, understanding calories, understanding food labels. Listen, you spend money all day long, okay? You track your money, you understand how much you're spending. You understand how much your budget is for the day, the week, the month. Tracking your calories is the same thing, guys. If you're doing things blindly, you're always gonna be in this stuckness, right? You're always gonna be in this stuck space, not knowing what to do, looking for the next easiest, best thing. And I promise you guys, it may work for a temporary time, but eventually the old results come back. Okay? And believe me, I'm talking to you from experience because I've tried them all. But once I actually tracked my calories, got some understanding, and realized I can eat the food that I love and still lose the fat that I want and keep it off for good, it completely changed my life. So listen, understanding your calories, because all of these diets, they all work if you can stick to it and you can be consistent and you can be in a caloric deficit, you will lose the weight, period, okay? Next, the best is the one you can stick to. What's your goal? A lot of people go into fat loss or weight loss, they don't know their goal, okay? You have to get specific, right? Do you want to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds? I remember when I was 100 pounds overweight, right? My real goal was to lose 100 pounds. It did not feel good carrying 100 pounds, but at that point in time in my life, I just wanted to lose weight, right? So I would just try to outrun my fork or outrun my diet. And I was just in such a bad place. I was skipping the process. I wasn't clear with like, hey, this is how much I want to lose and by when, okay? Now, when you figure out your goal, how much you want to lose, you must have realistic expectations. This is where a lot of people go wrong because again, we're watching social media and we're watching all of these things. Guys, ladies, the realistic expectations of weight loss is 1% of your total body per week. That's how much you should lose. Any more than that is unrealistic. It's unsustainable. You're going to end up losing muscle and it's going to be so uncomfortable that you're probably going to want to quit. So for example, if you're 300 pounds, 1% of 300 pounds is 3 pounds. So no more than 3 pounds a week. Okay, if you're 200 pounds, no more than 2 pounds. So just remember, 1% of your total body weight each and every week. Now you can figure out how long is it gonna take for you to lose 10 pounds or 20 pounds or 100 pounds, right? But you must have realistic expectations. And mind you, in the beginning of weight loss, the first month or the first couple weeks, typically you're gonna lose a little bit more weight because you're gonna get rid of a lot of water weight, okay? But you must have understanding that no more than 1% of your total body each and every week, okay? Now that you have a diet, right, that you're gonna pick, the one that you can stick to, and again, the one that you can stick to is understanding calories, right? If you don't know how many calories or how much protein you should eat, join my community down below. I have a free course for you guys, okay? I'll walk you through all of that, completely free. Once you have your diet, you have your goal, you have realistic expectations, now you got to track your food. Again, just like we talked in the earlier in the video. You cannot do things blindly, okay? We have technology now. We have tracking apps that's so easy. You literally just type a couple buttons and it logs your food. You text all day, okay? You work all day. You track your money. You track everything else, but you gotta track your food. And realize that you don't have to track your food for life, but you gotta go through a little bit of the process, guys, so that you can start to understand like how many calories you're actually consuming in a day or in a week, right? So that you have awareness. Without awareness, you have nothing. And again, doing things blindly is always going to keep you stuck and in the same place. Okay? So you must track your food. Next, you got to track your output. Okay? What do I mean by tracking your output? Okay? Don't track your calories that you're burning. Track your steps. Okay? One of the best ways that you can lose weight is to simply track your steps. It's easy. It's low intensity. It doesn't increase hunger. It's easy. It's something you can do every single day. Okay, and you can multitask with it. You can take your friends, your family, your dogs. It's very easy to track, tracking your steps or the time that you walk. Okay, and it's very easy to progressively overload walking, right? You can add a little incline. You can add a weighted vest. You can add more time. Keep it simple, guys, but you need to track something, okay? Just like you do at work, okay? Next, track your workouts. Same thing, progressive overload. Are you getting stronger in the gym or are you going to the gym at all? Okay, one of the best things you can do is strength train. Why? Well, so that you can build lean muscle mass, so that you can live longer, right? Feel stronger, have more energy. And listen, if you're a lady watching this video, you're not gonna get all bulky. The only thing that's gonna make you bulky is overeating calories and not tracking your food, okay? So track your output. And then the last thing is you track your changes. What do I mean by that? Well, scale weight. You should be tracking your scale weight every single day. I just made a video on this. Check out my YouTube channel. You should be tracking your measurements. You should be tracking the clothes that you're wearing, right? They should be getting a little bit looser on you, right, with time. But there's multiple ways to track, guys. It's not just the scale weight, but you have the scale weight, you have the measuring tape, you have pictures, right? And you have the clothes. There's 4 different ways you can track. But listen, you gotta do these things. You can't skip these things. You can either do them yourself or you can work with a coach, okay? But you can't skip the process, okay? So one more time, you need a diet that you can stick to. These all work. It doesn't matter, but if you keep diet hopping, if you keep going from one diet to another, hoping that it's gonna be easy, hoping that magic's gonna happen, you're always gonna be stuck. So you gotta understand, go watch my video, you gotta understand just macros. You gotta track your calories, guys. Okay, you gotta have a goal. How much weight are you gonna lose? Is it 10 pounds? Okay, if it's 10 pounds, realistic expectations, 10 pounds. You know, if you're 200 pounds, you're gonna lose no more than 2 pounds a week. Okay, that's 5 weeks for 10 pounds. You're set up for success now. Next, track your food. Next, track your output, your steps, your activity, your workout. And then you gotta track your change, the scale, the pictures, the measurements, and then your clothes. If you can do that, success is going to happen, guys, but you can't skip the process. That's like being broke, right? What if I were to say I was broke? I don't have any money. And then I'm talking to you or I'm talking to someone at the bank and they're like, yo, did you ever check your account? Did you ever check your transactions? Like you keep spending money freely. You don't even know how much you're spending, right? You're getting paid each week, but you keep free spending. You're going out to the bars, you're going out to the restaurants, you're going shopping, you're doing all of these things, the gas stations. And then at the end of each week, you're overspending, you're going into debt. But I never knew that I was going into debt because I was never tracking my bank accounts. It's the same way with energy, the same way with food, okay? And you don't have to do this forever, guys, but you gotta build a system. You gotta build some awareness, some understanding, okay? And the next thing I wanna talk about with you, this is probably the most important, okay? And this is what a lot of people don't understand. Check this out. A lot of people are trying to change. So I want you, this big circle to represent your head, okay? And you've got your conscious mind and you've got your subconscious mind. Down here, you've got your body. This is your body, your arms, your legs, and then here's the action that we're taking. Here's the result. This is where you're at currently. Here's the star. Here's the goal. This is where you want to go, right? Maybe it's 10 pounds. Maybe it's 100 pounds. This is where you want to go. Most people, including you, you're trying to change the result. You're only focused on what you don't like. You're only focused on changing the effect, the action, the result. But what about the cause? The cause is way up here, right? The cause is the belief system, right? The paradigm, your ideas, your worldview, your perspective on food, your perspective on fitness, your perspective on everything. 95% of your day, right, is unconscious. This is where all of our habits come from. And all of our habits keep producing the same thoughts and the same feelings, right, that produce the same action and the same result. And what happens is you keep plugging into the same thing, right? And the idea, you're focused on what you don't like instead of what you do want. And this is why groundhog keeps repeating. So the same habits keep repeating the same feelings and thoughts. The same actions continue to happen and the result never changes, okay? You must start to understand that the cause, right? The cause of why you're not getting the result you want, it's all happening right here. I always say environment and genetics, okay? Number one, environments. This is a big impact. Most people are plugged into shit. Most people are plugged into people that are gossiping, people that don't have what you want, right? And we become the people that we hang out with. We start talking like them, we start acting like them. It's just how us humans work, okay? And next is genetics. Genetics is our belief system, guys. Our belief system that came from who? Our parents, our teachers, everyone that we grew up around, okay? And mind you, all of these beliefs, okay, this paradigm, this multitude of fixed ideas that are in the subconscious mind, you're not even aware of them. They're producing what we call habits throughout the day. 95% of our actions and thinking throughout the day is habitual, okay? It's happening with us not even being aware of it. Think about driving your car. Think about talking. Think about the things that you do throughout the day. You don't have to think about it. You just get up. You don't have to think about putting clothes on in the morning. You automatically put clothes on in the morning. You automatically make your coffee. Most of your day is happening without you even knowing of it, okay? So listen, if we're going to change the effect, if we're going to change the action and the result, we must start focusing not on where we are, but we got to focus on what we want, okay? If we can focus on what we want throughout the day and we can start impressing new ideas in the conscious mind, if we can focus, right? Only 5% of your day you're consciously aware. If we can focus, control the focus of what we want, we'll start impressing, right? We can't get rid of these ideas, but we can exchange those ideas. We can impress new ideas, right? Through repetition that's going to produce new thoughts and feelings that lead to a new action that will eventually lead to a new result. But listen, you got to stop changing the effect, right? You got to change the belief system, right? Because again, 95% of what you're doing throughout the day is habitual. I think a lot of people understand that we got to be in a calorie deficit. I think a lot of people understand that we got to follow one of these diets. A lot of people know that we got to stick to it if we're going to get results. A lot of people know that we should probably be tracking our food, that we should probably be tracking some of the information that I just went over on the first board. But the key is, why are we not doing what we know we should be doing? It's because you don't even know what you're doing throughout the day. 95% of all of your habits are beneath your conscious awareness. So you've got to understand this. This picture right here changed my life. I got this from Bob Proctor, Earl Nightingale, like all the greats, Napoleon Hill. If you want to change your life, you got to change your paradigm. And again, your paradigm is just a multitude of fixed ideas in the subconscious mind that you're not aware of that is producing the same thoughts and feelings, right? Feelings that lead to the action that lead to the result. Now, most people will try to change the effect, right? I'm going to change the workout. I'm going to gym hop. I'm going to diet hop. I'm going to do all these different things. And you may get a little bit of a result. You'll see some people get some results. And then what happens? The belief system kicks right back in and it pulls them right back down to where they were because they didn't change the belief system. Okay? And the only way that you can change your belief system is by plugging into new people, right? Environment, new people, and new information so that we can change our perspective, right? You have to change your perspective on food. You have to change your perspective on tracking calories. You have to change your perspective on all of these things that you're resisting. Because all of the things that are triggering you and that you are resisting are the things that you need to do to get to the result that you want to go. Listen, if you talk to anybody that has the result that you want, anybody that is in fitness, anyone that has the body that you want, the bank account that you want, they're doing things that you're just not aware of. They're doing things that you're just not doing. Their perspective, their belief system is completely different than yours, okay? And this is the main cause. Okay, the primary cause is what we got to change, right? You guys know cause and effect. We can't just change the effect, right? Because the effect produces another cause and effect. We have to change the actual root cause. And the root cause will always be the belief system, the paradigm. So we have to plug into new people, new information through repetition. We have to impress new ideas in the conscious mind. We have to impress new ideas. We have to get emotionally attached to what we want, the star. What do you want? If you don't get emotionally attached to this new version of you, who you are becoming, it won't happen. It can't happen, guys, because again, the belief system, the perspective, the habitual thinking and habitual actions, they're going to produce the same thoughts and the same feelings that leads the body into the same action. And this is what 95% or more of the people don't understand. We're all running on a program that was given to us, that we adopted from our family, our teachers, our environment that we were put in, okay? And it's not their fault and it's not your fault. But we must take responsibility and understand that we can't continue to try and solve problems with the same thinking that created the problem in the first place, okay? And the only way to change a problem is with new thinking, right? New information, new people. New information, new people. Through repetition. Get emotionally attached with what you want. Most people are just down here focused on what they don't want. And you listen here, if I'm emotionally involved with what I don't like about myself and what I don't want and all of the fat that I'm carrying or whatever the case is, I'm only producing more of the same beliefs that keep repeating to the same actions that got me there in the first place. So you have to get clear with who you are becoming, guys. Who are you becoming? Who is this version of you right here? How do they walk? How do they talk? How do they eat? Who do they hang out with? Now, if you can get emotionally attached with this, and through repetition, right? Through repetition is the only way to change these habits, these fixed ideas that are in the mind that we're not even aware of, that keep running your day to day, leading to the results that you don't like. Okay? The way in which we change, like the way in which we change the result goes against every way that we were ever taught, every way that you were ever taught. You may be talking shit about me right now because this is so uncomfortable or makes no sense at all. And I was that guy years ago whenever I watched this video for the first time. But it's more true than you watching this video right now. This is the main cause to all of our problems, okay? We can't keep trying to change the effect or else we're going to keep repeating Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day, every single day. So listen, guys, I hope this video helps. Understand that your environment and genetics, belief system, environment, the people that you're hanging out with, and what you keep focusing on is holding you back. Your paradigm, your belief system right now is producing your results, okay? It is the main root cause. And if you don't change the paradigm, you won't change the result, okay? So listen, I hope this video helped. I know it was quick. I wanted to try and keep it around 10 minutes-ish. But if you guys want the full course where I answer all of the questions, give you all the information you need, it's completely free. Listen, guys, just go down, join the community. If you want more value, you guys can book a call with me. Maybe I can help you. And comment down below. What do you need help with? What are you struggling with? Hit the like button, and I'll see you guys on the next video.